But like, where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched? Just
in terms of the magnitude.
Yeah,
of
the
the
magnitude.
fight?
Yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number one. I've done Pacquiao fights. I've done Mayweather fights. I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights. But this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight. Almost 50.
Boy Jones Jr. made his stance crystal clear in the Canelo versus Crawford debate, dropping a bold statement. He described Canelo as having only one bullet to win or lose the fight, while Crawford, in his view, steps in with a fully loaded weapon.
Because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So, so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever.
It wasn't just an opinion. It was more of a warning to those who believe Canelo's size would be his ultimate advantage. Roy Jones Jr. painted a picture of Crawford already testing himself against bigger, stronger men in the gym and walking away unscathed. The message was clear: Crawford won't be stepping into fight night blind. He's already felt that kind of power before. Adding to the discussion was Abel Sanchez, the longtime trainer of Gennady Golovkin, who has spent decades observing and molding world-class fighters. His perspective brought even more weight to the debate.
I get a lot of text after how I'm doing. Champions month, I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo. He'll be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part. All is well, truly well. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Abel Sanchez's perspective challenged the way many fans were envisioning the fight, striking like a perfectly timed counterpunch. He stressed that the bout wouldn't simply come down to who threw or landed first. Instead, it was about recognizing the shifts in rhythm, the grind, the pacing, and how quickly momentum can change inside the ring. Sanchez suggested that Canelo's relentless pressure isn't something that can be neutralized by pure boxing skill alone. The implication was clear: this fight would likely become a war of attrition, a battle of endurance, pressure, and execution. Yet, Sanchez wasn't finished. He had one final observation, an idea that could completely reshape how this matchup is understood.
Absolute, correct fight that he can fight, on the correct fight that he can fight. He does have a chance. Yeah, I think he just hurts. He doesn't. He didn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it. Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on a man who has 6.
Abel Sanchez's follow-up felt less like casual conversation and more like a final warning. Speaking as a strategist, not a fan, he emphasized that bigger, faster, and stronger fighters often wear down and overwhelm opponents who rely purely on skill. In his view, Crawford's agility and technical brilliance would be severely tested against the grinding, punishing style that Canelo brings to the ring. And just when it seemed his case against Crawford was already daunting, Sanchez revealed one more card, an added layer to his analysis that made the challenge look even more formidable.
Shoot the middle of the lane, ways to train. Deal with me training.
There was a cool assurance in Abel Sanchez's remarks, the tone of someone who had studied both men far beyond the surface of highlight reels. He wasn't speaking about flashy one-punch knockouts or showmanship. His focus was on the deeper elements of boxing, the strength, durability, and fortitude required to break down an opponent over time. But not everyone agreed. Roy Jones Jr. pushed back, suggesting that Sanchez's view ran against the grain. In his eyes, Crawford might just be capable of doing the very things so many believe to be impossible, defying the odds and conquering Canelo.
Terence Crawford is a Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that he's a great talent, but we have weight divisions for a reason. Terence that have taken maybe 2-3 years to fight 3 or 4 guys at that weight to prepare for Canelo. I think that'd be a good.
We may never see that again. It wasn't just praise, it was a challenge rooted in belief. Roy Jones Jr. spoke with the authority of a man who has measured greatness up close and witnessed brilliance firsthand. He argued that Crawford's legacy isn't defined solely by titles but by his ability to step into the toughest situations and emerge victorious. Then Roy leaned in with one more thought, an idea that could completely reshape how we view Crawford's chances against Canelo. It was the kind of declaration that could only come from a fighter who had been there, lived it, and understood the gravity of such a moment.
My opinion will be difficult. For Canelo because of the speed. Once it simulates speed, I think it's that fight where you've seen Canelo fights by the fifth or sixth round, it becomes a sparring match for him. He doesn't seem to want to knock anybody out. He just wants to beat you up. So I think that the strength and the size of Canelo will take its toll on Terence in the middle of the fight. And I think Canelo proves.
Roy Jones Jr.'s follow-up carried the weight of conviction forged in the furnace of his own career. These weren't empty words. He painted Crawford as a rare fighter with the uncanny ability to rip up the script on fight night. Then, Jones went a step further, offering an angle that could shift the way fans and analysts alike viewed the matchup. His words weren't detailed analysis. They came across as an experience-based warning, the kind only a veteran of the highest level could deliver.
Crawford is used to fighting trucks, fighting semi-trucks, big truck that is not so much him hitting you with a good shot as perfect shot on the chin. It's just him wearing you down with his size and with the Canelo likes to punch in the arms like my guys do in my gym. He spends some time in my gym, so I'm sure he keeps up there. But once he starts hitting, it isn't necessarily on the chin, just hitting him. He'll wear him down, and if he wears him down, Terence putting the weight on that he's put on may not be the fastest, may not be the strongest at that weight. He had difficulties with the 154-pound champion that he beat. So at 168, he's fighting a guy that's been tested against big names.
Johnson spoke like a man who had lived through enough big nights to understand just how quickly everything can change. He wasn't dealing in absolutes. He was talking about possibilities, the kinds of scenarios that keep both fighters and fans on edge. His perspective cast the fight in a different light, highlighting how swiftly momentum can swing in a battle of this magnitude. From there, Richard added his own layer to the size debate, an angle that could alter how supporters envision the matchup altogether.
People couldn't really hurt him. He really shots. He hit him with a lot of shots. Fought my guy twice and did very well with my guy. He's a good puncher. He's beaten a lot of very good light super middleweights and in this time in the last 3 or 4 fights. So I just find it difficult to believe that.
Yeah, and not only to mention if he got a can, he's already done it. How many 2 or 3 division undisputed champions have we ever had besides Usyk, 2 division undisputed champions? This dude is a 3 division undisputed champ already, and if you win this, he'll be a 4 division undisputed champ. We may wait to the person dead and talk about it. This man is the only 3 division undisputed champion that boxing has ever had. Are we asking, are we wondering, can he step up to a test? Really? Do you know what we're talking about? I mean, I just don't get that. I don't understand how people discredit things a lot of times. Peer pressure, social media, money, things like that. Do it. This man been around for the last 20 years, undefeated. I'm telling you, the last 20 years, undefeated. Somebody want to put it they was undefeated. Why didn't he fight him? He been undefeated for the last 20 years. I mean, right there. Only 3 division undisputed world champion. Only. You could really put him in the top. He's in the power, one of the best. Little guy, I mean, does be a great small guy. Great small guy, big guy. We might be talking about a great small guy here. We'll find out after the fight, but we might be talking about what I think we already are. But I think we're not talking about a good small guy. I think we're talking about a great small guy. You understand me? So this great small guy, like you saw with me, a great small Canelo is hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, determined man, it's very hard to detour. And like I said, because of Canelo's size and because of all his accolades, if he went out and fought the perfect fight, it's going to be hard for Bud to beat him.